Really?
So welcome guys, welcome back. So this is video number 1 out of many to come.
That's
I'm
right.
here with
Whether you like it or not.
my man Ron.
Ron?
Yeah.
That's what I've been called. Yeah.
R-O-N.
One syllable, easy to remember, 3 letters, bam. It's an inflection. It's not even a word. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's something that happens after you eat ingest a large meal. So, anyway.
Something you do after you go to Chipotle.
Hey. Hey, Chipotle's not bad. I don't give a fuck about the industrial espionage going on over there. You got people going around fucking poisoning their food, right? So that their stock prices get hit. You know about that, right? You know what? We could talk about Chipotle alone for 3 hours.
That's simple economics, man. That's
absolutely,
everybody.
Absolutely. So this is a while back, but the strains of the E. coli, right? They were not the same, meaning they didn't derive from the same source. So they were actually, the idea is that someone actually went and tried to poison their food. So that would hit their stock prices, which it did. And then, of course, you had a bunch of places close down. And I'm not trying to give any information to the terrorists out there, but poisoning the food supply is like a main thing.
That's not the main thing.
No, it's to make a statement. It's not to actually make an effect. It's to scare people, right? So the ISIS says, they've said that people should go around poisoning grocery stores and shit like that, right? And that's fucking that's something that's relatively easy to do.
Yeah.
Because we gotta acknowledge that these are not the most intelligent people in the world. They're
Yeah.
a bunch of unibrowed fucktards that bought into something that they don't even understand. So, but they might be actually willing to follow through on their orders.
Based on my line of work and duty,
There's
things that we know about what these terrorist groups are doing, and one of the things that they're doing is they're sending their pawns, to grocery stores,
right,
to be regular customers and infecting.
Well, they're promoting
trying to infect the food with syringes or crazy things,
right.
And then this is done nationwide, but the one thing they're missing is that we cook our fucking food. So
and when you wash it,
I'm like, hey,
if there's a big hole in it and your hand gets warm because the radioactive isotopes are burning through your skin, you might be like, maybe I shouldn't eat this apple. You know what I'm saying?
And then anything over 200 degrees, you will kill bacteria or viruses. It doesn't make any change.
Right.
So
and then
whatever. And
then you have there's a lot of flaws in. We don't live in London, right?
We don't.
We got the mayor of London, who, I'm just going to say he's a Muslim. You heard about the attack?
Yes.
Right. And
as a potential act of terrorism. This is a fast-moving
these losers. Potential act of terrorism. You hear?
Services who are on scene. Our thoughts are with those who are caught up in these dreadful events. Well, one man who's been very, very close to these events this evening has been our cameraman, Pete Milnes, who's been following, trying to get as close to events as is possible. And I believe, Pete, if you can hear me, that you...
This is Fox News, but I believe they are carrying Sky News as well. It's their sister network.
He said this, following updates from police and security officials, I can confirm that the terrible incident...
So with the new...
And he says, I'm not going to quote him because I don't remember, but something like, we're stronger than this, we'll beat them or some bullshit. It's like, dude, they have already taken over your city, right? London, England.
They already took over.
And you're sitting there giving us fucking fodder. I don't live in London, and thank God for that. If the mayor of Lacey did that, I would throw tomatoes at him. I mean, non-toxic, non-poison tomatoes. The point being is that he's sitting there reassuring Londoners.
All GMO tomatoes.
Right. Oh yeah. So 20 years down the road, his kids, they get some Guillain-Barré syndrome or some shit. So anyway, to go ahead and placate the populace and say, we're gonna beat these people. They are living on your streets. They're traveling on your fucking subways, right? And there's been 5 major terrorist attacks in London this year. So it's only an acceleration of the same. The whole point is that just pretending that ISIS doesn't exist doesn't mean that they don't. However, in the United States, it's more disjointed and disproportionate to the population, right? So when you talk about shit like that, it's not going to happen on a large scale, because what they brag about, what their it's their Achilles heel, but also their strongest point is that they're disjointed and individual cells can act individually, but they don't have access necessarily to, you know, real chemical weapons or biological weapons.
Yeah. Well, they gotta do based on their ideology whatever they can to
right. Rent a truck and run some people over because you're a fucking loser, and because that's the only thing you got, you know, to do that kind of damage. So that's not a real threat. It's just something for paranoia, you know, Americans to be more paranoid about in the future.
And then it takes a big effect, you know, because I mean, they do something stupid, something really small like that. They kill 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. With the scale of nationwide, is nothing.
Right.
And then
it'll make the news.
They close the airports, you know.
Right.
They shut down the airlines, you know. American Airlines, you know, start doing you know, checking everybody with a paddle, you know.
Right. A
like,
suspicious.
They'd be like.
ちょっと鳴ってますんでね、すぐですからね、すいませんね。はいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいはいそう言ってはいはいはいはいなるほどね。はいはいはいはいはい。すいません。触りすぎじゃないですか。規則ですから。異常ありません。はいどうぞどうぞ。はいはい。いってらっしゃいませ。
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. The new thing is the bucket bomb. Okay, so then obviously what Londoners will do, what London will do, and Europe and the TSA in this country, is they'll look for anything suspicious that just happens to look like a bucket, you know, and it could just be a tote bag or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's all this hardening down. You remember Richard Reid, which was not his real name, the shoe bomber. And of course, to be clear, he never bombed a fucking thing.
Richard Reid, the British man who tried to detonate a bomb in his shoe on an American Airlines flight from Paris to Miami in 2001, has recently made attempts to have the fine forgiven. The flight, on which he attempted to detonate explosives, was diverted to Boston, where Reid received his sentencing. Reid is serving life without parole in a Colorado prison and has recently claimed that he is not able and will never be able to pay the $250,000 fine that he was charged as part of his sentencing.
Right? He lit his shoelace. The whole thing, you can look at this guy. This guy is straight out of Central Casting, like a fucking, just a retard that they would put into that role. You know what I'm saying? Like Hollywood in the real world, right? So he didn't actually...
They got a movie on it.
See, there you go. I didn't even know that. And he wasn't worth the fucking digital film, I'll tell you. So he didn't actually bomb anything. But then all of a sudden, toothpaste, right, all that shit, you know, anything, shampoo, well, that was before that, but it accentuated that. So anytime something like that happens, remember the pressure cooker thing, the Boston bombing? So am I terrorist because I want to fucking have pot roast next week? No, you know what I'm saying? So they'll use that as an example to hammer down on the security and the surveillance level, no matter what happens. So even if it's an authentic event versus a false flag event, they'll still use it to their advantage, you know? So if I can avoid London, if I ever go to Europe, never been there, I will make sure to do so because it's a full-on fucking police state. They got more cameras, per square mile or whatever, than any other city in
Vegas. Than Vegas.
Oh,
and that's ridiculous.
I already know that. Yeah. And you can't, let me tell you, speaking of Vegas, you can't guard the Las Vegas Strip.
Can't.
No.
It's ridiculous.
And that's why you see it on ISIS videos and shit like that. Not like I'm sitting around watching them in my fucking turban, but
there's so many tweakers in Vegas, man. You can't.
I'm telling you, man. Anyway, I got peeps down there. No. So Trump is a New Yorker, right? And I'm not a full-blown Trump supporter. I like what Trump did. He did a pattern interrupt that has never happened. When they use the word unprecedented, I don't think people really understand how unprecedented this is. You know, and it rhymes with precedent, which is a nice fucking, you know, bonus. So what he did is he basically at least showed a huge crack, a huge chink in the armor of the two-party system.
Yeah.
It was a township rebellion on a national scale. That's exactly what happened, and it's always attributed to this or that. And I don't know what they expected because there was nobody else worth voting for, you know, during that election. What was that vile cunt's name that was it 5-6 pile of bat shit, Hillary Clinton? Is
Yeah,
that her
something
name?
like that.
And she's still out there selling a book on why she lost. Well, we already know why she lost. Because she's universally hated by the American populace. Except for, that's cool, right there. The, you know, the group of people, the feminists, right? The racists on the other end of the spectrum, right? Because they're out there, that wanted that to happen.
I think that she, if in the event that she ended up being a president,
Right.
I have to give it to her. She got more experience. She got more time in office than Donald Trump. You know, but
Right.
The presidency is not a one-man show.
Right. It's
You know?
not supposed to be the executive branch.
Yeah. So when I'm seeing this right here, you know, I'm saying, hey, if Trump wins the presidency, we win. It's
Right.
gonna be amazing. If Hillary Clinton wins the presidency, we're gonna have Congress and Senate and both House, and then we're gonna fight. We're gonna have to fight for it.
Right.
But it won't be chaos.
Well, I disagree because, you know, in a sense, they're okay. What
You disagree? You disagree?
I disagree.
Hey, I'm gonna take you. Let me show you. Let me 1 second. Let's go.
Hillary can bring us together as one nation, indivisible.
Half rapping ass motherfuckers. You think it's a game? You think it's a fucking game? Now, walk into the club like, what up?
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Thanks so much for doing this.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Shut up, bitch!
I don't know who created Pokemon Go. Get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Hillary, if you don't get the youth vote, you're gonna lose.
Don't worry, I got this. Come on, voters, let's get information.
Dad, when that nigga like, oh! Pokemon Go.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Watch me whip, kill it. Watch me nay. Okay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay.
Our goal is not to deter or contain ISIS, but to defeat and destroy